Just leaving for the wild camp. Got fireworks going off out the back here tonight. Did I pack my milk for my coffee? Yeah. Taking them bangs. Taking my lamp down tonight. If you're picking it up on the mic. Anyway. I've just got to put my backpack on. Not been down the camp for 24 hours plus. But I doubt no one's discovered it. Anyway. Forgot me power bank. Right. Or do I leave that here? I think I'll leave that lamp here. Less to carry, even though. The weather's not so harsh out there at the minute. Saying that it's been quite extreme out there at certain points. I'll take this down, this lamp. Even though I might have a little bonfire. Take that in a minute. Really want a little bag for this. I'll just have to carry it like that. In the olden days, people could be walking up the road like with one of these. So I've got a big, massive, like my back rucksack on. I've got a bag here. And that might be alright like that. Believe that we're good to go. Got a little light torch on. Actually, I got in about, what time did I get in? Not too sure what time I got in, but I missed all the boxing. I fell asleep. I was plenty of sleep. Back out to discover if we've been discovered, but I bet we ain't. Anyway, let's go. Bit warmer now. Last time. Just a bone. Football 07. Hello. What team do you support then? Let's have a look. Everton. Oh no. And where are you from? My mum supports Everton. She was from Liverpool. Me, I support the other team. The one in the red. How about that? Anyway, we've got the steel toe cap boots on tonight because it's quite dewy out here on the ground. Even though it's dry, it is quite saturated, especially when you get out to where I am, where the tent is. I'm expecting everything to be just saturated there, but hopefully, because I've thrown the other bit over the tent, we're gonna not be too wet. Plus I'm not down here all night tonight, just tidying things up. Gonna bring a few things home. We'll have a little fire. I've got some eggs and bacon, so I might do myself a nice omelette as it goes. I presume all my wood and stuff that was left there will be saturated. I've got a bit of a propellant to get it going. Anyway, last time we was down at the camp it was all icy, but yeah, this will possibly be my last camp until my new tent comes, I think. My 4-season tent. Get out in that, it'd be like luxury, getting out in the snow, even when it's minus like 6, 10 or whatever. In a 4-season tent you keep quite warm. Obviously it's built for winter, but obviously for that 4-season tent you've got to pay a little bit more because it costs a little bit more. Anyway, what I'm going to do, there we go. I was just going to say, I'm just going to turn my camera around so nobody can work out exactly where I am. Not that I really care, but you don't want to give the game away. But I bet nobody's ventured into where I am. Because to get there, I had to cut my way through the brambles and all sorts. But less than 5 minutes away. Not far at all, really. First thing I'm going to do is get the kettle on. But what I've discovered as well, which I've got to change for my winter camping, is you get the camping gas, don't you, in the cans, which you put on them little stoves I got. That's all right for when it's a bit chilly, but not being funny when it's -6 and you're trying to cook a cup of drink or cook your meal. They're pathetic, even with full cans of gas. It doesn't. I'm going to have to find something that works a lot better in winter, which I think are going to be them other ones, them jet ones. Yeah, because you can't really have that. And it was a bit, well, to say that, you'd be there for ages waiting for it to boil. But that's only in extreme temperatures. In normal temperatures, I found it quite good. It's all right for summer use. If you're out there in the ice, like I was, and I'm going to be, you need something that's going to be reliable, man. And when you want to get a cup of tea or a hot chocolate or a coffee, you need that boom. You know what I mean? Making that. Sitting about, arsing about. With brand new gas canisters I had as well. Got to warm them up a bit. Yeah, got my boots on tonight. 3 pairs of socks. My windproof jacket. It's also rainproof. But it's quite a still night out here tonight. Starting a fire. Hopefully we get a fire going quite quickly. Always bring with me a bit of extra stuff to get the fire going a bit quicker. We won't be rubbing 2 sticks together tonight. Even though you can do that. Not that I've ever made fire by doing that, but I've made it smoke. I've never been in a real situation where I've been really stranded and you just make it work then, but yeah. Pretty quiet out here tonight. Can't believe I missed all the boxing yesterday. So I had a good sleep, went back to sleep and had a good sleep and I'm out again. What I'm going to slowly do is take things back now. Anyway, I'm about 3 minutes away. And then all the roads just disappear and we'll be just in the field. I think there was a big accident as well up the road, not last night, the night before. A lot of police cars I heard. So when you're out in the field, you can hear like the main road, the police cars zooming along it. But we've got the radio tonight. We've got the Radtal 880. And we've got my new 27 megahertz aerial. See what we can pick up out there. Should be a lot warmer tonight down here. Tell you what, you'll see when we get there. I've thrown the other tent sort of over the existing one. That way all the ice gets to the top of the thing that I've thrown over. And when I left as well the other night, I could see the condensation on the outside of the inside of the tent. Where I got 2 inners on the tent, it hadn't come through to me. But then I've got another tent thrown over, so what I'm doing is, in theory, is capturing in all the condensation, which you really wouldn't want to do. But Anyway, little pop bike. Give it some welly, mate. Nice. 2 bikes. This lamp we can fire straight up. This one, brass one I'm carrying. I prepped that all up. Got some more wick just in case that goes out. Into the darkness we go. Gonna come across anything spooky tonight. Got me magnet down here, me magnets down here, my fishing rod, my boat. I'll tell you what I've got to do though. Just put that lamp through there. Rest that up against there. Don't want to flood the lamp out. Right. I'll swing the camera around in a minute once we get into here a bit. My head torch. Turn my head torch off. Yeah, very dewy on the ground. Oh, no one's been through there. That blue bag ain't moved. Good job I put me steel toe caps on. Complete darkness. Oh, the water's quite high. It's higher than it was last time. That's high enough to get the boat out in. Not really want to capsize in there. Still got my tracks, look. See my tracks coming in, pulling my camping trolley. Something moving around there. As you can see, we're just in the middle of the wood now. See if anyone's discovered us. No, nobody's discovered us, but the top's blown off. Had quite a bit of wind and that's blown off though. As you can see. Quite a bit of water on that, that's why that's come off, the water at the back. It's warm enough that we just have that tonight. So we'll pack that up later. Right. Bear with me guys while we get a bit of light on the subject. There's my bacon. Right, what I'm going to do now is flick onto my head torch. Bit better. As you can see, let's come down here with that a bit. Right, let's get the old backpack off. Just going to put everybody on here a minute. Quite a bit of rain we've had. That's what's forced the top of the tent off, the water filled up. Right, what we really want to do, open the tent and get your bag in there. Hopefully the tent's all dry because we've sealed it all up before we've gone. It looks good to me. Dry as that. Right. Camping stove. Brand new gas. I'll show you what I mean by this, people. Let me sit my arse down. There's my kettle. There we go. Nice coffee, what do you reckon? Alright, get back in the tent backwards. Oh. Yep, nice and dry. Nice and dry, not even though I've got it all open. Nice and actually warm compared to the other night. Right, I'll show you what I mean by this. I need to sort that out in a minute. This it'll probably work tonight because of the temperature. It's not freezing here yet. Just got to get my bag in, which contains all the good stuff. Water. Got some eggs to go with the bacon. Got some coffee. There should be sugar here somewhere in the tin. There's my milk. Methylated spirits. USB cables. Radtail radio. We've got the new 27 megahertz antenna for the Radtail, so we'll just wind this in. This one's 52 inches long. What I'm going to whack next to that is the other massive one. which is also alright. Sort that out, it's cool. You can see the antennas there. Obviously we got the CB bands.
Sawn in half, and we know that tech isn't an end in itself. The author of The Gruffalo, countless other books, Julia Donaldson, has been working.
Anyway, let's get that coffee on the go, and then we'll have a quick smoke, and then we'll get the fire on the go. Got to wash up my cup before we use it, so out to the chat room there. Where am I? I'm in West Kent, in the southeast of England. Whereabouts are you? And hello. Right, I'll show you what it probably worked tonight. No, in our luck. These are the ones I'm on about. Do not work in sub-zero temperatures.
I think every public sector by law should have it, but they just don't.
Right, let's have a go. Yep, look, up she goes. Working all right tonight, in normal temperatures. Yeah. See, in zero, let's say it's -5, that'd be gone. It'd be flickering like your gas has run out, even though you got a full tin. Yeah. Do excuse my light. I'll leave that out there. Got my eggs and my bacon. There's my coffee. There's my cup. Where's my sugar? There's some sugar in here somewhere. CD player. Lighter. Lots of very dangerous knives. We need camping lights. These ones.
I must admit, a tiny part of me when I look at Urinate and how they come on, thinks it's incredible. It's kind of an adventure, actually.
So there are hearing aids these days with the glasses. This is a new idea.
Some eggs, more gas. Got another full one there. Another one of these.
Remove some of the stigma around hearing aids, make them more accessible to more people, make them more accessible.
Oh, there's my sugar.
I think it's so important that we remember that it's human. Thank you, Mum. Okay.
Hopefully we've got a small spoon in here.
Let's be honest.
And the cutlery and stuff.
Not yellow, not things like that. And then there's the word on the street that
Right, so we need to find a spoon. That's a knife. Not a spoon. Must be one round here somewhere. Look at that, it's got ice in it, isn't it? No. Loads in it.
going out more than he does now. Now when the industry
It's because I've got quite a bit of water in this now.
with me, how difficult the evening's going to be in terms of the
It's because them gas cans get cold and it just doesn't work.
you know, skipping out the door.
I know something, I'm going to be changing my cooking system.
I'll only be able to hear half of what's said.
Look how slow that is.
Not the same. And that's
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a brand new gas can in there, right? Just show you how they're not really good for this kind well, cold temperatures. Personally, I like to turn up, get my tent open and get a nice hot cuppa on the go. Look, as you can see, bosh, we're back cooking again. That might last a bit longer because it's been in the tent, getting a bit warmer. Yeah, it's a lot warmer than what we have been. Yeah, I can hear the kettle making noises now.
So I'll just give you a very quick overview of the hearing aid to begin with.
Some steam.
Back at the opticians with audiologist Shack.
We got some milk and cream in there, which I mixed up. Got my coffee,
That fits in the board of your ear just there.
and we got my sugar.
The purpose of this is just to keep the hearing aid clear. The little red mark then stop that.
What are them gloves? Well, they ain't too bad. They've been out there all day. Oh, but they were the ones. No, they were the ones that wore.
Now that's the right hearing aid. How did mine get loud and clear? Oh, yeah, my own voice sounds like I'm listening to myself. My head is something with a tiny bit of echo. All these signals.
Do you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. Bit of wildlife. Anyway, let's have a go. Let's put this down a minute. Also got the other little radio out tonight because I was listening to the football, which is the X Data. You know. Sort of like that. You've got the X Data. It's normally pretty good for the football.
What confidence grows? If they've got the squad, they've got. You are 11 points behind Arsenal. Do you think you can reign?
Pop anthems. AM FM.
Everybody. You can dance, every dance with the guy who gives me a...
It was all root to be a fact.
Oh, darling, say the land.
Oh, kettle's boiling.
Don't give your heart to any...
Advice. Your clue number 2. Hot glass and dictionary.
Better off the bench, but you know what? He's consistent. He does a great job. I think he does. I think he's
more goal involvement than any other player.
It's dry, hello mate, yeah, I'm just out wild camping in my little village. Well, I've been out here a couple of days, but I do go home, which I don't. But extreme camping really, it's been in this temperature. Anyway, we've got to locate.
Hello mate, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, not bad, thank you. You?
Well, I've had better Sundays, mate, but I kind of
There we go.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I kind of knew it was coming. And the thing is, listen, you know, it makes me sick to do it, but this is my job, and I say what I see, and Arsenal have been dominant this season. They've been strong, and I said it on the sports front. Hopefully we can have a clip of it later on during the show.
Coffee and a smoke.
Eze, I said we might as well have handed you the league. How good was Eze?
Cheers mate. Hope you're all good anyway. Going to be getting the fire going later people, it's only because I've just arrived. We've also got the boat. The boat that we've not set sailing yet. All ready to be blown up. Got my oars look down there. So I might take that for a little ride up the river tonight. As it's a bit more doable, let's say. -6, it was a bit chilly out here. Might want to call that extreme camping. But you certainly wouldn't want to be out here as a novice, or if you didn't know what you're up to, you'd end up dead. Luckily, I've been camping all my life, especially in this village. Right, let's turn that baby on, full.
Yeah, I mean, the stars were aligned, weren't they? I think, Havertz just got injured after.
How's everybody out there? Anyway, whereabouts are you all from? Let me know.
And you know, on that, I do think, you know,
One.
I'm nearly 50.
We'll have 2 big sugars. In fact, we'll have 2.5 big sugars.
And everything else, I've seen some great arts and stars.
That's how you do it. Wicked little tin. It's been so wet out here, but my sugar's still all good. And that's been out here for a day or 2. Just sealed up.
And as you touched on earlier, I look at the Premier League and I just don't see another side really challenging us. I think you can see too many goals.
Got some coffee.
Looking good, but I think the hangover of the World Cup championship will hit them in the new year. I think they'll start to get injuries.
And I thought I'd spoil myself tonight. I got a little bit of cream mixed up with some milk.
Business end, February, March, they will start to see some injuries.
Lovely.
By that point, you know, we're not going to win it by March. I think Piers Morgan said we're going to win it by March. But you know, I've been an Arsenal long enough to know that it can all come crashing down. But I'm looking at the score, I'm looking at the way we're playing, I'm looking at the way we're not conceding goals.
Lovely.
The opposing fans love to say.
What I am going to do quickly
Brilliant, cool. Thank you very much.
is I'm going to be making a nice omelette tonight,
After a great evening.
and I'm going to need that pan washed out. What I normally do when I'm out camping is I'm going to put that on here.
5905, it's not a few things, he's sick of us. Well, don't blame him. About the Villa, you've got a Villa colour on.
Well, let me tell you about something else. Not only Villa, Arsenal have lost only one game this season, right? But there is a club in the Premier League that have only lost 2, right? Don't look at the league table, right? I can see you look. Who is it? Who's the team?
Yeah, everything's pretty saturated around here.
Not Villa, there's a couple.
Uh,
There's only there's 2 in the couple.
Yeah, you know, I think they've lost 3, we lost 4.
I'm basically going in the tent backwards.
That is correct. Crystal Palace.
So you just got to make sure you're not putting your arse on anything.
Right, listen, we will talk Villa.
Right.
Again, remember, you dictate
All I
the
do
way the
here-
show goes. If there's loads of Villa fans calling us, we will be talking all Villa. Don't forget, you've got probably a week with Gary talking about it.
The manager did brilliant, you know, because well, we know he's a brilliant manager. You only got to look at your CV, right? But the start of the year,
That'll do.
they tricky runs, didn't they?
And all we're going to do, people, is get that and just tip it out.
Season of like,
Tip it out.
We'll talk about more.
they just turned it round.
We'll talk more Villa.
Give that a quick bosh.
Number 2, number 3, number 4. Talk sport.
I used to be a chef as well, as a chef and a baker.
Get a free bet when you bet £5 every week of the Premier League.
Ah, there you go,
And a
look.
big boost every day.
Better picture.
That's Satisfaction from Ladbrokes.
Dee-dee-dee.
A drink for Satisfaction. Here's the decent garage style.
18 plus, 1st of November, the 24th of May. Marketing weekly, selected premiers, market. That's 1 free bet per week, value vary.
Fireworks going off over there. Got some eggs, and we got some smoky bacon.
Ladbrokes.com, oh yeah, gamblingaware.org.
Deals.
So it's bacon,
Black Friday deals are so
a bacon omelette, I think, tonight.
Save on everything you need on the app, in store or online. Must end 1st of December. Scrutiny, no stopping you.
This Black Friday, get 50% off Paramount Plus. Stream exclusive shows like the latest season of Gopher Town.
So I'm just going to get a little bit comfy in my tent. So just going to have a quick smoke, and then get back out there.
Awesome, only $2.99 a month. That's Wrestling Sandwich. Winter streaming sorted on Paramount Plus. Offer ends 1st December. Branded and premium fans only valid for customers. After 3 months or 3 unit regular prices and cancel. $7.99 a month. 18 plus. T&Ds apply. 2024. Only fair posted. Why do other countries have better McDonald's menus than ours?
So, we went to Vogue and finding some worldwide favourites. The world menu height.
Should have a spliff in my pocket.
McDonald's menu items from around the world. Now in the UK. Until 25th of November from 11 a.m. Please apply to delivery orders. Plus participation may vary.
Anyways,
Amazon Black Friday with deals up to 40% off.
not going to get right out of the tent because I'll have to take my boots off. Right, where's my coffee then? Try and keep this warm. Not that you really can. That's full up. That's full up. They don't work in extreme temperatures. No mate, I'm not in the garden. I'm out in my village. I've been out here a couple of days now with a tent. I'm about 5 minutes from my house, 10 minutes. In the middle of nowhere. We're going to get in the river later. I'm going to blow my boat up and we're getting in the river. I've got the magnet. I've got the fishing rod, the magnet. So we can do a bit of... In fact, I've spotted some big trout upriver. So we could get in the boat and have a little paddle upriver to where I've seen them. Also going to be dropping the magnet. See what we can pick up. That'll only be my second time magnet fishing. But people have probably not magnet fished this river ever, done this bit. Anyway, everyone out there, don't forget to subscribe everybody. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by Christmas. I'm really on a music channel, but I sort of do blogging every day. Camping videos, just all sorts of videos. But this is extreme camping. I wouldn't suggest anybody follows me at home. unless you've grown up in this kind of environment, and you're probably watching, just watching. But certainly not summer camping. Or it certainly wasn't. I think the other night, when we had them icy nights out here, when I had that big fire going, I think then it was proper freezing. Yeah, I'm in Hadlow. Yep, that's correct. Then again, a few miles that way, and I'd be somewhere a few miles that way, I'd be in Golden Green. Nobody's found where I am. Probably a good job, really, because if somebody came out here in the middle of the morning and started storming through at me, you know, I had something storming through the bushes aggressively, I'd be launching things as soon as I seen them, right at them. But I've never come across that. I've had the policeman come along in my other video, anyone that watched that one. Obviously, I wouldn't just jump out and stab someone or seriously hurt someone. I wouldn't even strike someone until I realised, until I've worked out in my head, which will only take a split second, what their intention is. Obviously, you're too far from Maidstone. Yeah, I go to Maidstone quite a bit. I'm kind of in between Tunbridge Wells and Maidstone. But I went to school in Tunbridge. But yeah, obviously you'd have to work out their intentions. And if somebody's coming at me through them bushes, or the undergrowth, overgrowth, whatever you want to call it, with a tool or anything like that, well, I've already got my tools on me. Do you know what I mean? I'm ready to go. Call that being prepared, or call that whatever. We've had, you can Google it, Hadlow College murders, and it'll come up. We've had grisly murders in this village and all sorts. So you really gotta. It don't bother me. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be out here, but you gotta have that in the back of your head, safety, and the fact that you are out here. Do you know what I mean? I'm not stupid. I do know that things could happen, and if they did, I'm quite prepared to. I know what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? If you was out here and you hadn't thought about what you're doing, you hadn't thought about plan, you'd probably just be sitting there shitting yourself. Or like that other geezer, which I couldn't believe, he had the most expensive camp you could ever see, mate. Like £1,000 tent, just all the dog's bollocks stuff. Do you know what I mean? That I could never afford. Or I might if I get 50,000 subscribers. So don't forget to subscribe now with nearly 1,000. Now, literally he shit himself that much. I've seen various people in different degrees of scaredness. One's from people who are out on their first wild camp, and they've obviously been camping in the camping park, and going to a camping park and going to the wilderness outside is two completely different things. And he's in his tent, and it was an owl that he heard, but he didn't know what it was, and it really shit him up for a bit. So I did message him on his video, and I told him what that was, what that noise was, which was an owl. There are only 4 kind of owls that you've got to come across in England. But yeah, I told him what that was. Which are really the only birds you're going to hear at night, or see, of owls. Obviously you've got bats flying around, but you've got different types of owl. You've got owls that just go in a barn, owls that be in a wood. Yeah, a little bit of an owl history for you. But so far, here, all I've heard is a tawny owl, which have got a high-pitched squeaking noise we might pick up later, but I believe that they live in them woods just to the right of me, and they go out every night. They go out hunting, and I believe I heard them about 4 in the morning, half 4, coming back. I've not seen them, but I only know them by the noise. They're really noisy. And obviously now you've got the robins arriving, and they're already here. The red-breasted robin, who first thing at night and last thing in the morning all the other birds will shut up, and all you hear is the robins. They generally start about an hour before the other birds, for some reason. But the owls, beautiful creatures. In that other wood I was at, where I discovered the owls, I could never forget when I saw, well, I got a bit of it on video, just a white blob. They sleep upright, like in the tree, like just sitting there. No light, it was as big as a 3-year-old baby. It was huge. They do attack people. If they don't like you, they'll come and attack you, but obviously I don't attack them. I just set up my tent, I peacefully get on with my business. And I think they must observe me, or the ones on the other camp certainly did, then just left me there and flying in and out as they wanted. But yeah. Crazy, eh? Looking. But there's other things out here creeping about, do you know what I mean? Little rodents and field mice and all sorts of shit. Cheers, everyone. I might not even have a big fire tonight. I might just sit here and chill out on this video for an hour or two. Take a few things home. But at least I'll leave that top off tonight. I'll leave the top of that tent off and dry that out. What's happened is it's worked perfect. All the ice has formed over that other tent on the top of this one. But then when it's all melted, it's weighed it down. But it hasn't snapped this tent because it's pretty sturdy, this tent. I've got it pegged out. All the guy ropes are out. And it just slips off the back. I'll get me 4th season tent. And it's jet black. It is lovely. But it's going to cost about 4 times as much as this tent. Probably 5 times by the time I've got the mat for underneath it. Obviously you get the mats like a ground sheet that can go under the tent. It's called a footprint, they call it. And I'm going to get the footprint for the tent I'm getting that way. You know what I mean? If I'm going to spend hundreds of pounds on a tent, I want to look after it. But I look after my stuff anyway. Yeah. I've heard that you can be out in the freezing and sitting in your tent in your t-shirt. It's that warm, but they're not too good for summer, obviously, because you'd just be keeping the heat in, which is exactly what you're trying not to do. And with a 4 season tent, you've got less mesh, more proper fabric. Yeah, there's nothing worse than being in a hot tent. It's a nightmare. Well, you see me in my back garden in the summer with my videos. Whereas being in here, freezing your bollocks off, is not too bad once you get all this zipped up and you just add that in there, turning it on and off, just getting the temperature right. In here, it's not too bad doing that. But still, I'd rather just be in a nice warm tent. And obviously you've got the other option, which is, what are them tents? Hot stove tent, which is like a tent with a stove in the middle with a chimney. I quite like them, but you couldn't really carry all that into the wilderness. A lot of these wild camping people doing all the videos, the top ones anyway, are definitely bullshitting. I should really make videos calling them out, but I'm not a controversial person like that. Do you know what I mean? I won't go trying to do anything, but obviously because I do this properly, I can see that they're faking it when they're saying certain things. I'm hearing certain noises. There was one geezer saying he was literally in the middle of nowhere and I can hear the road. Do you know what I mean? I can hear things. But yeah. And it's mad because little channels like me, and there's others out there that do a bit of camping, they're being honest. Then you get the big ones that have reached fucking loads of subscribers. I suppose it's gone to their head. They get a bit of the YouTube money, which I've never had yet, but I might do soon, one day shortly. I'll keep going. Anyway, what they do, once they get all the money coming in, I suppose they can't be bothered with the videos anymore, so they're blagging it a bit. Yeah. Crazy. When they say they're at certain places, with something to do with the countryside, I can tell. I can tell whether they're in the countryside or wherever they are. Some of them are claiming to be million of miles away from civilization. Fucking. I'm seeing quite a few do that. Testing out all the tents and that. That's because they got all the big suppliers sending them all the gear. That's all that is. I suppose because they're doing so much for the suppliers now. We'll road test this and that. I'm all good. I'm all good just doing my videos. Wee Davey from Glasgow there. Hello there, mate. How you doing? I expect it's pretty fucking chilly up your way as well. Scotland are normally freezing their bollocks off. Then again, where I am, I'm right in the southeast, right in a countryside village in Kent, the Garden of England. I'm in a little valley, so as the topography of the land sits, when it gets cold, it just fucking stays cold. But to be honest, the other night it was -6 out here. And literally, I wouldn't have been able to sit here and make this video with the tent open. I'd have been literally freezing. It literally could have killed you out here. Then again, I expect you know about cold weather coming from Scotland. Probably brought up with it. Built into you. Which is a bit like coming from the countryside. Well, my era anyway, do you know what I mean? My dad taught me tricks and hunting and things like that when I was a little boy in this area, and his dad taught him during the war. So it's my granddad taught me dad, and my dad taught me. But sadly, obviously, kids don't do what I did anymore and what we did, people my age. Kids just get on the screen and that's it, do you know what I mean? Life's changed. But I'm glad I grew up the way I did and I know how to do all these things. Because if the shit ever hits the fan, and we've all got to take off for whatever reason, I know I can take off. Yeah, crazy outlook, isn't it? When the Russians come, I'll be out here in the woods. I'll be out here when the Russians come, fiddling with my gas cans, trying to get a cup of coffee. The Russians walk through, invade us, I'll greet them with a cup of tea. Nice hot coffee or tea, how about that? Russians would last 2 minutes here, man. They might get on better in the cold weather, but it's a question about whose forces are trained higher. And to be honest, even if you're used to freezing cold temperatures, that doesn't, if you're used to it, it still doesn't mean they're going to survive any better than me in this village environment, because I would completely outshadow them. Where places I know I could go, you know what I mean, you'd have to start getting Rambo sort of style, booby traps and all that. And I suppose if it was real, you'd have to get yourself a shooter, really. Not that I've got a secret shooter stashed away, but I've got a few nice blades from my chefing days, like I showed you before. I've had the police look at these, man. They're all good with me. Got my little chopper there. My big blade there. And I've got... I don't know where my other one is, but I've got like a massive chopper. Out to Stealth out there. That's Stealth FX. Hang on. Yeah, -6, man. Out to Davey up there. Yeah, it was getting out like that down here. I think generally when they give out the weather forecast for sort of my area, they normally get it a few degrees too much, because in the valley, in my village, it just sits there. You're the second person I've spoke to in the last 48 hours who said getting out. And the other person I won't mention, but they're going out for walks. And they've lost loads of weight and their mental health's doing good. And I said, The worst thing people can do with depression is sit at home on the sofa thinking about it, because all you're going to do is just drive the same old bullshit through your head time and time again. Get out and get active, guys. Anyone with depression, I totally agree with you. It's great to get out here. Do you know what I mean? So far, I've been discovered by a forestry person chopping down the trees. He was all right with me. I've been discovered by the policeman that night. He was all right with me. Been discovered by the farmer in the last camp. He was all right with me. Stealth there, look. Am I homeless, living in a tent? No, I've been asked that a few times when I've been in my back garden. No, I'm not homeless. I've got a house about 5 minutes away from here. I suppose them poor people that were homeless, feel sorry for them out there. But then again, if I was homeless, literally, obviously because I've come from a criminal background in my younger days, it wouldn't bother me sitting in a police cell all night, sleeping in the warm, getting 3 meals a day. So put in a McDonald's window or something minor. But yeah, I suppose it's all about surviving, keeping your core temperature nice and warm. I've got to say, guys, that new Fred Perry jumper I bought for 90 quid, cost me loads of money. It's the warmest fucking sweatshirt I've ever had. And I've been wearing it camping. I'll tell you what, it's lovely and warm. Hang on. So that's my answer there. You might be joining me soon. Quite welcome to. Council will give you free accommodation when the drops. Yeah, but that's okay, Stealth. But really, why are them illegal immigrants in the boats that are coming into Kent, right, daily, in their hundreds, why are they getting lovely treatment in hotels 24/7? We've got our own people on the street, like you've just said, can't get any help till it drops below zero. And that is a bit of a scam, right? Because I looked after my dad here for 25 years. I was a carer and a nurse trained by the NHS in my own home. And I can say a lot of the times it gets freezing here in Kent, and it's probably the same in Scotland. But where you don't hit that temperature, you have to stay like that, right, for 7 days. And it has to be like that in London, I think. Well, the temperature in London is a lot different to the temperature in West Kent, trust me. London, it's warmer in London, in the city. But yeah, I think that's quite sad, really. That people have to fucking struggle, that were born here, and that have paid in, and whose parents paid in. And there's people that walk straight in and they're getting it, and they're illegal. They're not even legal migrants, they're illegal migrants. Let's get this fucking straight. I come from Kent. I've never had any YouTube block anything I've said on here, because I'm being honest. I come from Kent. We see it. They're all just blagging it. The only ones I've seen that are real, right, are some ones sort of out of China, who are with their families and their kids, and ones out of the Ukraine, who are with their husbands and their kids, and then you get all the Iraqis, the Afghani looking crew. Well, where are their wives and kids? I'll tell you where they are, at home, because they're all blagging it. That's the truth. And for some weird reason, we're letting them in, which is weird again. Yorkshire, oh, lovely area, Yorkshire. I've been working up past that way, up through Derbyshire. Stunning scenery. Same as Kent, really, farming, but probably a different kind of farming. We do a lot of fruit farming down here, obviously, because of the weather. Exactly, no one says nothing. Well, people are starting to speak up now, I've noticed. And that's what's good. People are going to have to grow a set of balls, and everyone's going to have to. And you're not speaking up, you're speaking up for your kids and your grandkids, even if you ain't got no kids. You're speaking up for all them other youths out there, man. Imagine being born today. They're going to be paying for all this. Don't get me wrong, you fill in the correct papers, you come in the correct way, in you come, in you come. Welcome in arms, do you know what I mean? Here's your job. So, enjoy your life. You know what I mean? I'm not right or left or Tommy Robinson fan or anyone else's fan. I'm just me and my opinion based on what I know. And that's all I know. After 1995. Good times, really. Go back to 95 now, I'd swap that for now. I think the world's lost the plot now. Or this country certainly has. Anyway, it's starting to get a little bit colder out here. Ain't got no sparkling a bit on me back there. Let's just find a lighter. My lighter's packing up, so I always pack one of these. Good to get your fires going and good to light your spliffs. Can't beat one of them. And even in my little tent, you even fire that up, leave that for 5 minutes, warms your tent up. So that's quite cold here now, but I suppose you get used to the temperatures. To be honest, the other night it was just white out here. Everything was white. All my saucepans was white. Couldn't even cook on that. But, where's the radio gone? Some gas. There's the little radio. There's the other can of gas. And there's the radio. Got the rad tail. Got the rad tail out tonight. With my new 27 megahertz aerial on. How about that? We're just going to extend both of them. Got 2 telescopics tonight. I'll move that camera a bit. It's quite heavy with both of them in. Basically that one's the 446, which I don't think we're going to pick up because we're on a 27 meg aerial. That is CB band, UK CB band. That is channel 19. There you go, look, we're transmitting on that. And obviously that one now is channel 31, which I normally get people on here. And obviously you can activate the chip by pressing that.
Support new music. More BBC disappointment. I will tune into Billy and...
And travelled
Been live for over an hour.
To listen to see Scottish acts.
Well, hello and welcome to the show. It is my pleasure to say that I am Natasha Raskin-Sharp.
A national public service broadcaster like Radio Scotland should, no doubt, be a broad church. That certainly means making changes to make sure it appeals to people all across Scottish society. But surely it should also mean that there is still room for outstanding programmes like this one.
Singer-songwriter Roddy Hart loses his Tuesday evening show, but will still continue to broadcast the Key Sessions with live performances in front of an audience at BBC Pacific Quay in Glasgow.
Glasgow Rangers. Or maybe Celtic, who knows? Depends what you are. Me, I guess I'll be a Celtic supporter, how about that? That's because I've got an Irish granddad, my mum's got an Irish name, and it's from the south of Ireland. So I'd have to say I'm a Celtic supporter. Not that I really support Celtic, I kind of support Liverpool and that's it. But also obviously support England and the Republic of Ireland. It's getting pretty dark out here, people. It's getting pretty dark. The bogeyman's out. What the fuck was that? There's a bird out there moving about or something. The bogeyman. Be mad if the bogeyman did jump out, man, or say did go off on the live. But we always got this last resort, which is the bright torch right in the eyes. Boom. Shitloads of lumen right in the eyes, man. Blind them straight away. As you can see, going up in the sky, it's a pretty powerful torch. See if the top of the tent's froze. I can't see. Yeah, I wouldn't like to get that in the eyes. You wouldn't see anything. Obviously you got full beam. You can drop it down a beam or drop it down again and it flashes. That is an SOS. You might have to flash to the police helicopter or something, and that's how you'd be doing that. It's actually called a tactical torch, so it can go miles. And on the side you got your night lights. If you're on the river with the insects, if you put that on, the insects or flies will stay away from you, and that's the best. This is the best light not to get spotted. So if you was on the right mad stealth camp, the best light to use for like reading your map or whatever is a red one. Oh, you can also have it, instead of SOS, you can have it just so it flashes like a strobe. Yeah, me, it's like on full beam. It takes a lithium-ion battery, or you can put in the end, you can take the lithium-ion battery out, and you can put 3 AAA cells in. Anyway, we'll get up in a minute and have a little wander. Yeah, got to take these on, put my batteries in them. There you go. Just finish this and we'll get up and we'll wander around. See what's going on in the camp. Nice and cold now. Either going to have the omelette here or I might do it at home. It's quite nippy out here. The only problem, I'll have to change my old cooking thing, because this is not going to do it, man. This is not designed for cold. Simple as that. Best way to cook, to be honest. Anyone seen me the other night up here? I had a big roaring fire and I had a grill across the top. The kind you'd have in your oven, kind of grill. I just put my pans on that. That is the best way to cook. But obviously you can't really, well, you can control the heat, just by moving it around the fire. Warm the irons up. That is on flat out. You watch in a minute, right? That's on flat out. That'll go out in a minute, or near on go out, and it's full up. It's because of the temperature. So staying a bit on for a bit longer. Been live for 1 hour and 14 minutes now. Going to be back for a mega live when I get in as well. I only popped down here just to tidy a few things. I think I'm not going to have a big fire. I'm just going to grab a few bits. I'm going to go home and have an omelette because this is going to take too long to cook on now. I might pack that tonight. And my gas canisters. Come back tomorrow and get a few bits. But that in your tent's lovely. Once I get my new tent, I'll be able to get in here in my t-shirt. This kind of weather, but allegedly. Anyway, let me get out of this tent. There's my boat in there. Can you see that sparkle in that where it's icy, getting icy now? Saturated with water. Oh, full of water like that. Check out my fire. That'll be all ready to go for tomorrow night. Or what's left of it. There's my grill, that's the grill I was telling you about. That's all you need, man. Oh, it's the best way to cook, look, like that. There's my bacon, your smoky bacon. That was the only good thing about being out here the other night, is it was that cold. Everything, normally, like in the summer, you're trying to stop everything going off, but streamer, look. Here's my magnet, look. My fishing magnet, out of a speaker. Anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to go behind the tent. We're going to pull this nightcat away. That's what was over the tent. But tonight she can just sit there in all her glory. We're going to shut the flat down. That's all good. There you go, look. Oh. To be honest, I think I can get a lot smaller cooking system than this anyway, do you know what I mean? The buttons are even fucking pros. Just I have to carry that, holding that together. Water, it was just water and everything. It's starting to get a little bit chillier out here. I'm noticing. What battery have we got? 57%, that's enough. In fact, we're going to start to pack up and you can join me all the way. I've only got to grab a few bits. It's all good. Back into the tent backwards. Cool. Just going to put the phone here just while I pack a few things. But yeah, it's starting to get a bit nippy out here now, people. Especially when you've got no roaring fire going. Oh. Turn that off. Take the aerials off. Should be a lot lighter on the trip back because we're not actually carrying any water, which is one of the heaviest things, you know, when you're carrying camping gear. I know I bring a lot of shit with me. That's probably my ADHD. But your water is just really heavy. Obviously you need lots of it. Right. There's my eggs. Pack the CD player, come back tonight. Oh. I think that's all we're going to be able to get in there. No, we're not going to get that in. I need to buy one of them big army, the big army Bergens that go on your back. You have sort of your tent packed at the bottom of it. Use this bag, put a few bits in. Well, where's the other bag actually? It's got the straps on it, there it is. So I've got this other bag which kind of connects to some batteries, I can leave them there. Connects to the backpack. Anyway, I hope everybody's had a good weekend. Oh, fingers are starting to feel it a bit. Not due. I think we do some rain tomorrow. Need bacon. That's about what I'm getting in there, I think. In fact, where are them lights? Got to take them back. Might just be able to squeeze them in the top. Coffee. Coffee and my milk. We've got to, well, that's all going on my back, so in here we can put my sugar, my coffee and my milk, I think. This we'll take back. I think we're about done. Right, yeah. On the move, I think. Much room's in there? Oh no. What I have to do with this is put that through there, connect that up there, connect this one through here. No, I've connected the wrong one now, I think. Oh no, I've connected the right one. This one. That's my bagel. My bag's all sorted. Power bank, I've got to take that back. Check what we'll do, slot them in the top. Or in here if we can. Yeah, the old fingers are starting to go, should we say? Gonna whack these on. Right, let's go. The magnet keeps touching stuff. Just put your lamp inside, even though it doesn't matter if it gets wet. But in now, got my door keys with me. Yeah. Oh, that's what I've been looking for. Put that down like that. What we do here? All we're going to do is zip this up. Zip the tent up. Pull up that one. I'll move this up. What I'll do, I'll just move this a minute. And that. All I need is that. That's my cutlery, that can stay there. And what we do, we pull that down. Like that. Pull that right out. And then you got, just peg that out. Like that. That's like a dome. Out stuff out there. Oh God, I've just seen a load of them comments. Sorry about that, people. That'll be frozen later, I would imagine. Right, what I'm going to do now is just put my backpack on my back. which has got another bag on the back, so it's going to be a bit heavier. I normally find once I've got it on my back, I'm good to go. But then I'm 6'2", so I'm quite tall. Plug this in. I'm good to go. Little bag here. Oh, that's just nip me now. Check we got the door keys, which I have. That's all good, look. There's my boat and my oars. Boat's in there with the pump and everything ready to go. As you can see, the tent. She's all set. All set for the night. This is how I get out. See, this is how anyone would have to come in, you see. Is this way. If they're coming in through that direction, I know that it's trouble because you can't really get through there without hurting yourself. But I've got all this prepared, man. I think the best thing to do if I saw someone coming in, maybe is to move out towards them, start freaking them out, which I could easily do. In fact, I could lay down in the bush over there if I had to and just fucking not move. Do you know what I mean? Not that I'd ever have to do that, but it's nice to know that I could do that. Anyway. Yeah, I might feel the cold a bit more. See, when you get out here, you feel the cold a bit more, but what's the new batteries in this head torch? All the ground saturated. We've got the big boots on tonight. Lovely warm, dry feet. Still see my tracks, man, where I pulled my thing in. Which I still got down there, like my camping trolley. Got lots of apples, look. Joy of the Kent countryside. Loads of cookers. Little red ones. That's why we called the Garden of England. And our strawberries and raspberries. I've done all of that. I've done apple picking. I've worked on all the farms. Then my torch is starting to I think the old temperature affects the torch as well. So you've got another tree here, look, for the fruit. Good cider apples, them ones. There's also some cherries in that, but it's not cherry season and they're all gone. Yeah. Fruit of the land, eh? Fruit of the land. I suppose up in Lincolnshire and Nottinghamshire it's all vegetables and that. Down here it's all fruit picking. Right, I've just got to climb. Do a bit of climbing. We'll turn the light off. It's hard to find where the power button is on this. It's a nippy night out here. Right. Here we are again. That's been a mad live. I've stayed on for 1 hour and 35. Which is basically all the way here and back, so not a bad little outing. I'm back into the estate now, nearly. Well, I am coming into it. That's how quick I can get there. I quite prefer these little local camps because not only do I know the ground like the back of my hand, is you can dive home, do you know what I mean? There's some good music coming out of there. Ska coming out of that house. It even sounded like the Specials, man, that did. Someone else in the village playing the Specials. Now I can name a few people that play the Specials in the village. Anyway, I think now the old temperature is dropping. In fact, it's warmer sitting in that tent, but obviously the only thing that's cold really is my hands. But keep walking. It's all about keeping your core temperature, all your chest and that. As you start to freeze, not that I've ever froze or intend to, but I reckon I've come near to hypothermia before. When you start to freeze, all your blood rushes to your heart. That's why you keep all your middle warm, which make you survive longer. But if frostbite gets you, you may as well amputate them parts. But again, I suppose it depends what kind of condition you're in physically. You can even have fit people that have gone out, the worst has happened, then their fitness, after a few days of not eating, your fitness won't mean nothing. I think then it comes down to survival and your survival instincts. You look at Ernest Shackleton, go and Google Ernest Shackleton and what he did. And his story's quite, I might even do a Shackleton video one night. Probably the most bravest man our country's ever produced. Basically, he was the polar explorer. Not only did him and all his men get stranded, he went back in a little boat and said, "I'll be back for you boys." You know what? He went back for them. And they survived. And it's a tale of just extreme courage. Probably the greatest explorer ever. Forget all the Norwegians and that, and all the others. Sir Ernest Shackleton. And they were doing it, right? Not like these modern people do it, with your thermal hats, your woolly... They had like fingerless gloves, little waistcoats on. Do you know what I mean? And cotton shirts. Excuse my English, but they must have been right hard bastards. Right, I mean really hard bastards to be out there doing that. Yeah, crazy, eh? All stranded, man. Shackleton, great story. The Arctic explorer that went back and got his men, man, against all the odds. The fact that he even got home himself was quite staggering. Am I camping? I've been camping. I'm just going back now to my house. My eyes are watering, so I can't read your name there at the minute. G-E... I don't know. The coldness affecting the eyes. But yeah, Sir Ernest Shackleton. Because his boat broke up. Froze in the ice. Once you get stuck in the ice, like wooden ships, once you get stuck in the ice, ice starts expanding and moving about, just cracked all the ship. So he dived on, they all jumped on, got all the bits that they needed, and it was just, wow. I don't know what you'd call it, but camaraderie and just teamwork. But crazy, there's foxes are out, massive fox just walked across there. That was a big one. That was probably a female. Females are a lot bigger than the males. The foxes are out because it's colder. I noticed that during the year. The fox ate your cat. Probably would do if you know, probably would at some point, I guess. They come out earlier in the winter because it's harder to get food. They're just like scavengers. You said it ate your cat. Did it kill your cat then? I take it. It didn't just come across a dead cat. But a fox won't generally attack a human unless you corner it. But then, corner anything, I would expect it to attack you. Yeah, pick off the weak one, bit like a wolf pack. How they operate. Obviously in a wolf pack, they pick the target, which is the weakest, go after it, and just run it down till it can't run anymore. That's what wolves do. Not that we've got any wild dogs around here. So no, probably could be things on the loose. I've heard a few howling noises out there at night, which don't really reflect to anything that should be out there. But abandoned wild dogs and that, get feral cats and that, live outside. They're quite wild. They'll claw your eyes out, man. They're feral cats. Proper feral cat. Anyway, just on my road, there's some pretty Christmas lights. God. My fingers are starting to drop off. I've been on here, I might as well sit on here for a bit while I warm up. Get my fingers back into use. I guess foxes like it. You get different sorts of foxes. You get your proper countryside foxes, which are sort of out here. Then in London, in built up cities, you get your urban fox. But they're very cunning animals. They can be sitting there watching you and you wouldn't have any idea. Very stealthy. Wow. I haven't got the heating on, but as soon as I walk through the door, fast the heat comes and gets me. It's still warm in here from 2 hours ago nearly, when I left. Oh. Wow. Fingers are coming back. Wow. That's quite mad out there. But it's quite warm up here. Well, it certainly feels warm after you've been out there. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, everybody. I'll be back live in about an hour. I'm just going to charge my phone up so I can start off on a full charge. Thank you for joining